Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another great episode of Basscast Radio. I'm your host, Brian Carter, and I got my co-hostess with the mostest. It's kind of like now it's almost like a fish in the DMV, Thomas Aarons and Brian Carter show. You know what I'm saying? We keep Geek keeps being, he's been on the road for like the last month, and he's enjoying a vacation, which hey, dude, everybody needs one of those. But I want to thank Thomas for coming on with us today. And we want to also, before we get the show started, we'd like to thank Elon Musk for Starlink. Thank you, Elon Musk. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, Papa Elon. You guys don't know, lost my job about a month ago, which is ironic because of probably Elon Musk and the government cuts. So I'm out here in the middle of a farm field fixing a fence and doing some work to get some side money. But thanks to Starlink, I am here with you guys right now.
Guys, we're going to tell you this. If you travel a lot and you need the internet and you don't want to eat at McDonald's every night like I do when I'm on the road to upload because that's the only good internet I can find, believe it or not, McDonald's is okay. But I'm trying to think. There's another one that's a whole lot better out there. Bojangles, yes, they have some amazing internet as well. If you're out there on the road, just some ideas. Unless you would like to buy Starlink like Thomas, and you are not missing out. Starlink is amazing. Geeks running it. Thomas is running it for 2025. You guys have seen some of the lives they've both done, but yeah, appreciate your Starlink. But Thomas, what's happening in your world, brother?
Not much. You got the Bassmasters up there on the old northern swing at the St. Clair, absolutely killing it. McKinney, getting so much hate by Randy Blockett and others, and yet he's just producing because, spoiler, it's just a good angler. You take away the technology, he'd still be a good angler. Maybe he wouldn't win as much, but it's absolutely ludicrous to think like anglers like that, if you take away scope, they would just not be a professional. I think that's a little hyperbolic, but
yeah,
we're in the world where the boomers rule a very small contracting industry. So what are you going to do?
That is true. And the way it's looking, unless something really, really crazy happens, he's going to wrap up Angler of the Year 2025. So hopefully he has a great tournament this one. By the way, we're recording early, so this hasn't ended yet. My backdrop fell down. Holy cow.
If you guys really like my backdrop, you can see the CGI. It looks like nature in the back of a truck because it is.
But yeah, so hopefully he'll win Angler of the Year this year. And there's still one more Bassmaster Elite event left. What is it? Brian Thrift, I think, was leading day one, I want to say, of the Major League Fishing. Now, this is the final Bass Pro Series for 2025. And field's getting ready to get cut down. It's going to cut down to 51 anglers for 2026. And as you guys already know, we've already talked about it once, but there's going to be some changes. And we watched some of the Slick video the other night with Mr. Boyd Duckett. But they kind of want to even the playing field, and we're looking to see what's going to happen with that. As I was at one of the last BFL events on the James River, and the tournament director there said, you guys need to make sure you pay attention to all the rules coming down for 2026. It kind of makes you want to think about it with more rules coming down. More people probably going to get them little orange boxes you guys have seen. It's supposed to break the signal for your, however he does it, Geek's the Geek, and he'll tell us more how this thing works. But, the forward-facing sonar blockers, how's this all going to work? And, how are people going to take this in 2026? You know what I'm saying?
They did a live stream about this. I think it was 2 weeks ago, going through the economics and all of it, just excruciating detail like I do when I do solo live streams. It can be dry, but a lot of analytics. To try to recap a lot of that, they need this to work. Because
Yeah.
let's say you eliminate live scope and it doesn't fix the numbers. That live scope is the last scapegoat they have besides blaming kids for fishing. That's it. And if that doesn't work, they are faced with the real problem, which this is like a government. When you get a politician like, I'm going to fix everything, and they get in there like, well, crap. What do I do? Well, let's just throw a Band-Aid on it. Live scope, let's eliminate it, and then all of a sudden the co-anglers will act. Tournaments will double in size. There'll be unicorns and lollipops. If that does not happen, the two ways they'll spin this, Mark, or the one way, the big one will be, they'll be like, well, it already killed the industry and it's beyond repair. That'll be their
Right.
number one excuse 100%. Instead of saying, hey, the economy shit. Like people are now, because again, last thing, and I'll give it back to you. They keep saying that boat numbers are down in tournaments because of live scope is one of the arguments they make, but yet kayak numbers are up and they allow live scope. So
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it be across the plane for kayak and boats?
Yeah. I like what you said there, and that's 100% true. And what I'm thinking, you kind of wonder, it's because of the co-angler. And I was watching the live, and that was one of the big things, which we could actually sit and do a whole show. We'll probably will do a whole show next week on it, and just go back and read all the comments. And a lot of the comments were get rid of the co-angler. And that's been pushed really, really hard because even what I was reading there was like, I I've talked to anglers here. I'm having problems finding a co-angler for a BFL. So that means I can't fish. Because this year, you almost had to bring one to be able to fish.
Yeah.
So, because there weren't enough co-anglers fishing because they said, I don't want to donate. He's going to catch all the fish with forward facing sonar. I want to be in the back of the boat. And, unless I get a really, really good draw, which is another topic altogether, you know, why should I give them $80? Why should I give them $90? Hell, I can buy me a kayak and fish a $30 tournament. Buy a kayak now with a jet motor built in where you can go on any body of water for you guys for $5,000. You can have tackle, rods, and a kayak.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty decent stuff. It ain't great, but pretty decent stuff. Kayak's about 3. So I mean, for 5K, you can fish anywhere you want to fish with the
All that
daggone.
really they need to do are co-anglers not fishing anymore.
Yeah, you kind of wonder about that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, the problem was in the past was that the sign up had dropped for co-anglers, but you saw a lot of people wanting to sign up as boaters just to qualify for the All American.
Yeah,
But
because
go ahead.
oh no, it's just it feels like it's like when you take news or you take data and you kind of twist it to suit a narrative. And so the implication is because of forward-facing sonar, co-anglers aren't fishing anymore. Well,
Yeah.
is that true? Is the implication that because of forward-facing sonar, all these people that don't have boats, good golly gosh, they just quit fishing and they sold all their crap? I would
Yeah.
like to interview a lot of these co-anglers and be like, are you just quitting or what is going on? Because I have a hard time believing, and maybe it's correct, that all these co-anglers just collectively quit fishing because of scope. If they didn't, what did they do? And I think it is kayaking. It is something like that they got into to still have that competitive outlet to go fish. And I don't know if they're going to come back for better or worse. I think kayaking is taking a big majority of this. And again, so many kayak tournament trails allow forward-facing sonar. Those
Yeah.
numbers, I guys, go back to the show. I'll show you. Boat sales are going down each year. Kayak sales are going up.
Mm-hmm.
Both allow forward-facing sonar. So could it maybe be not forward-facing sonar is the issue? Maybe there's something else. I'm
Yeah.
just, and I'm not trying to be pessimistic. Like call a spade with it. Boyd, I mean, it was so funny. Like with Boyd talking about, it's like having two people that own a casino say everything is great. Come on down here, we'll get you a free drink. Go play the roulette table. Talking about how expensive the sport was and how quickly he pivoted away from that. You just got to work hard. You just got to become famous on YouTube or social media. It's like, are you advocating for people just to become influencers to be able to afford to fish your trail? Because he mentioned when he talked to Boyd, it costs about $100,000 you need to be a professional angler.
Yeah.
And guys, no other legitimate sport do you have to pay that much per year to become a professional. You don't. And so it can't be a sport. It's like F1. Brad Pitt movie F1, really good. Is that technically a legit sport when there's 4 people that can drive and they're backed by corporations to do it? I don't know. It's a spectator sport 100%. And maybe that's what fishing is. It's a spectator sport like NASCAR or F1.
Yeah. Tennis, golf, etc.
Tennis, yeah.
So, but I also saw in the comments something, and you guys can discuss this, and we'll love your opinion on it, about making it a team series like Bassmaster has had to do. Because Bassmaster, numbers, they had made it a team series, and if I remember correctly, they kind of went away from it. Then they went back to the team series, or vice versa, something like that. But make it a team series event, and even as a team, you still would qualify individually. You would just fish with your buddy, and that way you knew, hey, if I'm taking Brian, I'm fishing with Brian, and your buddy wasn't going to go fish with someone he didn't freaking know. Plus, if your buddy practices, you guys can learn together. So, I mean, that it's just something that people were asking. You guys, please go read the comments. There's a whole lot of comments during the show. I think it lasted about an hour.
Yeah.
But we really didn't get as much juice as we were hoping.
Shocking.
Yes. And I know you guys all wanted to hear updated and, updates for 2026. A lot of you guys asked for schedules. But everybody kind of wanted to see what the heck was going to happen. And all we really got was the playing field is going to be leveled for 2026. So, your forward-facing sonar is going to be limited. How they're going to limit, what their plan is for that, I don't know. We will see.
Yeah, and I think, again, to circle back before I keep beating the FFS thing again, if they're married to the co-angler to try to bring the co-angler back, it'll be interesting to see the ramifications for that, because I think they might be missing the ball here. That forward face, like the co-angler is not the person you should be placating to now, because if you have all the co-anglers in the world and no boats, you can't have the tournament. It's all
Right.
about the boater. And so I'm not necessarily, just from a business standpoint, you quite literally need the boaters. You don't need the co-anglers to have the tournament. So how is this going to play out? I do not know. I think it's a diminishing pool size that you're dealing with co-anglers. And people, again, you ran a tournament series,
Yeah.
but the marina down there that I keep forgetting the damn name of it. I am sorry, Marina Angler's Choice. They used to have one where it was just, you could just go out by yourself. Why is this such a crazy concept that you can just sign up for a damn tournament and just go out by yourself? It's not like they're breaking new grounds. A ton of people have done this. It's them not willing to adapt or change or raise their rates.
Yeah, we can talk about that real quick. Cat decided to do an individual tournament series this year, and it didn't do well. I mean, because the rates were raised and the numbers were really, really flat. Now, as a group, a few people down in Bugs Island's a lot better turnout, but the events up here on Smith Mountain Lake were not a great turnout for the individuals. And I haven't heard, to be honest. There's another tournament series. What is it? American Bass Anglers? The ABA. Yes, ABA. They did their individual tournament series this year, and I haven't really heard, and I think they might have done it last year, what their numbers look like.
All the numbers were down across the board.
So the whole sport is kind of bottomed out.
Yeah, and it's analogy I use all the time is like with movie tickets. I'm a big movie cinephile. I love watching movies, going to movies still. And what they do is they raise their ticket prices and will be like, this movie in 2025 is the best ever made because of the box office. And it's like, that's kind of true, but kind of not. It's because you raise the price of the tickets and there's actually less tickets sold in 2025 because less people are going. but
Yeah.
you made it so much more expensive so you can hide that fact and brand it as like, hey, movies are great, baby. And I think they need to adjust the new normal in the movie theaters because there's less people going. And I think Bass needs to also realize, like, hey, listen, this might be the new normal. There's just less people that are going to be doing these tournaments, and we have to readjust and recalibrate. Um, I had, if you go to, I had Shane Flynn Outdoors on a month ago, runs online tournaments, and he has on his very point. He's like, there are more tournaments now than ever before online. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can do month long, year long kayak
Yep.
tournaments. I let boaters in my tournaments, and so he said there's a disconnect, and I really want to get someone to talk about these numbers because if it's true, that is the silver bullet smoking gun. Is if online tournaments like Tourney X and things like that are through the roof, then what are we missing here? If people are fishing tournaments more, but they're not doing the normal old school version, we're
Right.
missing something.
So I wrote a little piece. It's not very long, guys. It's up on the basscast.com right now. I thought I'd play for you guys to actually listen to. Thank you, AI 11 Labs, for this. And we're gonna play it real quick. We're gonna discuss it, and then we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. But here you go. Take a listen. And by the way, go read the story. Post your comments, your opinions, your hate, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter to me. But we'll love your feedback. So here we go.
Reeling in reality, is pro bass fishing hitting rough waters? Forget the trophies. 2025's bass season left us saying blub. Let's be honest. Looking back at the 2025 Elite Series and MLF Pro Series season, it feels like a big blub. And before you get mad, Easton Fothergill fans, chill. What Easton did, winning the Bassmaster Classic after everything he's been through, that was pure, awesome greatness. Seriously, watching that young gun dominate was a sight we won't forget. The few bright spots, rule changes. Here's where things got interesting. Major League Fishing, MLF, actually did something smart. By putting serious limits on how anglers could use that high-tech FFS, forward-facing sonar gear during tournaments, their events suddenly became must-watch. We saw real fishing skill shine, not just staring at screens. That was a win. Over in the NPFL, they went nuclear and are banned FFS outright. Guess what? Suddenly a bunch of experienced, salty anglers who'd been ignoring that league sat up and took notice. Huh, they seemed to say. This feels like real fishing again. I could get into this. That momentum shift is real. But then came the drama and the sticker shock. Here's the real buzzkill. Despite those sparks, this season drowned in drama. And that's the last thing we need right now. We're stuck in a long recession, folks. Have you seen boat prices lately? They cost as much as a house. Basic fishing tackle, sky high thanks to tariffs. It's brutal out there for the average angler just trying to hit the water on the weekend. The big question, is pro fishing broken? Look around. Numbers are down, even at your local weekend tournaments. I see it every week. Fewer boats, quieter ramps. So what's next for tournament bass fishing? Is it time for a massive reset? A serious come-to-Jesus moment about costs and access? Is it time for a harsh reality check? Can the sport survive if only the super rich can play? Or are the best days actually ahead? MLF seems to think so, shrinking its top field to just 51 anglers in 2026. They're pushing hard to look like other big league pro sports. Slick, exclusive, high stakes. So what future gets you hooked? Honestly, after this messy, expensive, drama-filled 2025 season, a lot of us are just ready to flip the calendar. We're crossing our fingers that 2026 isn't just another blow year we try to forget. We need hope. We need change. We need fishing that feels exciting and accessible again. The weigh-in is in your court, pro fishing. What's your next move? Reeling in reality is...
All right, guys. So there you go. That's really my take and my opinion on the 2025 season. Um, you know, we'd like to get your feedback, like I said earlier, and your thoughts on it. But it just seemed like it was one of them seasons where we had more drama than we had aha moments. You know, and with the boat prices going up, and like we've been talking about on the show a lot, you know, kayaks are getting really, really nice, guys. And those rubber boats are getting really, really nice. They're coming from overseas, but they're getting really, really nice. So there's a lot of things that are going to change. And like Thomas was saying earlier, I feel that with these online tournaments, the price to enter an online tournament, and like I say, 5K now for a kayak with a motor on it back that you can go up the James River and bounce off the side of rocks left and right and keep on going. You know, a lot's going to change, man. It's going to have to change.
No, yeah. Yeah, a lot's going to have to change with it. And again, you know, kind of pulling up some of my stats here that I found from, this is from The Economist. Over 50% of millennials and Gen Zs report having at least one side hustle to make ends meet, and over 40% of millennials over 40% of people under the age of 36 do not own a home. And you could be like, well, that's because of their lifestyle. It's like, okay, well, that's fine. But there's two parts with that. If you don't own a home, where are you going to put a boat?
Yeah.
How many rental properties can afford a boat? Like whether you believe in that or not, take the emotion out of it. If most people under the age of 36 don't own a home, for whatever reason, they can't either afford a boat or have a place to put it. And if more than half people my age or younger have to have two jobs to make ends meet, for better or worse, because when I said this, people in the comment section that are 50 years old were like, well, I have no problem. It's like, okay, good for you. But the stats say a lot of people are in an issue. How do they afford a $150,000 bass boat? If you live up in Northern Virginia where I'm at, and everyone are in these compressed houses with no garage, where are you putting that brand new Bass Cat or Skeeter? And you could be like, okay, cool, you can afford it. It's just going to become a very niche little thing that, yeah, there will be some people that have a nice house, that have a garage or have a place to keep a boat. But for the rest of us, if you want to grow, because Boyd and Slim were talking about this on the show, it's like, well, there's 50 plus million fishing licenses sold. Like, why can't we get into them? First off, how many of those are actually bass fishermen? It's
Right.
called a fishing license, not a bass license. And then second off, a tournament number is a lot smaller than people think.
Yeah, I mean, we've dropped off. I can tell you that. I mean, we're averaging like 25 boats. Where in the past, hopefully, guys, we got our fall season starts up next month. But I mean, we were averaging like 40 boats, 45 boats an event. We've dropped down to about 25 to 30, maybe. I know the Liberty University guys, hopefully they'll have a good event this week coming up. But last week, 9 boats. They were averaging 15 to 20 boats an event. They cut in half. Everybody has pretty much cut in half. And I wish somebody like Thomas was saying earlier, I wish you could get someone on and just be honest, say, this is why I'm not fishing anymore. It's not because of forward face owner. I have no money, or I'm working 2 jobs, or I just decided that, you know, after all the cheating, the crying, the fish boxes we've been caught. The last episode was transporting fish from another body of water to another body of water. After all this, we're just tired of donating to someone's going to cheat.
Yeah, and again, it's just what you learn about geopolitics and life. Very rarely are you blessed with a situation where if it's just one thing that's fixed, all the problems go away. And that's also by the old cliche, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. If the belief that if we just get rid of forward-facing sonar, everything, it just feels like it's too, maybe it is that obvious. But to me, it seems a little too obvious. And there's a bigger, it's always multi-factored. And there's a bigger thing that no one wants to talk about. Kitech, I just saw the email release today. I think they're upscaling by 25% for soft plastics, or 15%, something like that. They're increasing their the cost of their products, and that's for soft plastics. Are we not going to talk about that? Are we going to talk that if every bait, every line, everything that you need to fish goes up by 20%, let's just say, are we still going to blame forward-facing sonar for people like, I can't go fishing because I can't afford Sinkos anymore?
Yeah.
like I don't know. I will always entertain. There should be some limitations on technology, 100%. Bash should have done that 10 years ago. I think you need to figure out ways to curb it going forward, but to just blame every sin on forward-facing sonar it's just like the Salem witch trials. It feels like, let's just point to this person, they're a witch, and let's just go for it like that.
I was thinking, has tournament bass fishing gone political? There we go. I mean, has it, are we blaming it all, like Thomas said, on forward-facing sonar, but we're forgetting the rest of the picture? But as long as the eye is on forward-facing sonar and the rest of it goes up 20, 30, 40%, like Thomas is saying, 10%, where it is. Oh, we're not going to talk about that. It's not the bait price. It's not this price. It's not that. It's not the cheating. It's not the scandals. It's the forward-facing sonar.
Yeah, and last thing I'll be doing with this is, like, I mean, I think you mentioned it with the truck. I just went by a dealership on my way home from a little meeting I had today. The truck that I have, Ford F-150 extended cab, back in 2018, brand new, was $30,000. That exact same truck was $95,000.
Jacob, my buddy Jacob, just looked at one the other day. Just sent me the photo yesterday. As you're talking about that, I just saw a photo of a beautiful gray one, same just like yours, and I think it was $91,000 for a pickup truck. Yeah. Yeah. So if you were to get 20 years out of that pickup truck divided by $90,000, let's do the math here really freaking quick, boys and girls.
Another Forbes article said the average car payment per month now is over $1,000.
That means that
stupid.
If you get 20 years out of that truck, it's going to cost you $4,500 a year. Now, not counting what insurance, and then I didn't add interest to it. So with interest rates high like they are now, even if you got great credit, which thank you, Lord, I do, it's still like 11 to 15% for people who got great credit right now.
Yeah. And
if you got shitty credit, 4 times 8, yeah, you're looking probably about $8,000 in payments. So about almost $1,000 a month on a truck payment.
It's brutal.
For 20 years.
For 20 years.
And that's if you can scratch it out to 20. I don't think you can, because I think the last time I looked, I haven't bought a brand new vehicle in a long time, people. My shit's used. 15 is the longest you can go on a vehicle. Now, they might have bumped it. I really don't know, but even 15 years, you might say your warranties don't run out long before the payments.
It's sad. It really is. But again, I just want everyone to be like, just, if you don't believe me, like with when I do my deep dive streams every now and then, I try to do works cited, so you can go look at the resources. Just do some Googling yourself. Go look at it. If you don't believe me or Brian or Geek or whoever, just do some research on your own. Investigative journalism. I don't know. I'm worried about it. I really am. And it's not just it's fishing. It's just any kind of recreation right now. It's everything's getting beaten over the head. And yeah, if you have to work 7 days a week, when can you go fish?
It's true. You know what, guys? I ain't gonna lie. I would rather have a $10,000 vehicle and hire a driver, because then I could get more work done. That's just me. I would rather take the other $80,000 and pay someone just to drive me around, so that way I can be uploading content for you guys. And that's just me. I could be working the whole entire time while someone's driving me to major league fishing tournaments and to, out west and Midwest and north and south and east and west. So we're always on the road pumping out content. That would be more important to me than a $90,000 vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. That's me. You guys choose, buy whatever you want to buy. It's your money. You go to work for it. And like Thomas says, if I got to work 7 days a week to make a house payment, you figure a house payment now is probably about between a $90,000 truck and a house payment stretched out to 15 years, because unless you can do 30 and you're young, you're probably looking at about $3,000 a month, insurance and everything, between a house and a car, and you ain't even fucking bought food.
No.
Or TV. We got 1,500 channels we're watching on TV because we got to be entertained all day long.
And I think what's going to happen is you're going to see this decentralization of because again, tournament fishing was always just the 1% of the 1% that followed it and did it, which is fine. If you look at like my show that I cover a region, there are still people that just fish for fun. Spoiler, that used to be a thing, and so it'll still exist. It'll still be there. It's just not going to be as strong as it is. We just need this nice little market correction. And I think we'll be able to make it out on the next side, and we'll have the real conversation in 2026 and 2027. Which organizations will still be alive?
Boom. So we really don't want to spend a negative on this. It's we're just hoping we're ready for tournament fishing's great reset. I have a feeling it's going to be here soon. I hate to say it. It's going to be here really, really soon. I haven't seen a lot of anglers that have fished in the past, and we love you back to come back. That's why I've never changed our entry fee whatsoever. And we encourage you to fish with us this fall. We're excited to get back out on the water and host the Basscast Fall Tournament Series. Well, all year we run it now pretty much, but excited about that. But like Thomas said, we're ready to see a great reset. We're ready to see who's going to be here in the next couple of years, who's not going to be bought out. Me and Geek talked about that on the last show. I found a really cool article. If you haven't listened to the last show, the tackle industry really is, the ball is in your court on the tackle industry and what's going to happen with it. And we saw another bait company last week get bought out. So was it Profound Outdoors? Yeah, I think it's what it was. They got bought out by another industry. So, that whole thing just continues. And so please take a listen, and love your feedback on that as well. So, but that's it for me. We just thought we'd talk to you guys about what's happening, what's on our minds here at the basscast.com. Before we go, what we got coming out for you, Thomas? What we got new?
Oh my God. I dropped 5 episodes this week. I think I got 5 next week as well. I think the last week of August, one of the weeks, it's either August. I'll ask my wife. One of the weeks coming up, I'll be taking off. I think I'll have just one episode to be like my little content creating sabbatical for the year.
Yeah.
But that's after I dump like 50 episodes before I do that. We were covering the Chesapeake Bay, getting ready for the fall. I've told everyone each year I try to add something that I cover. Last year, I started to dabble really into North Carolina. This year, I'm making the conscious effort moving to the Chesapeake Bay. We'll have an episode talking about the Manhattan crisis, because if I love getting death threats, and so it started with the tarpon episode, but we're going to tackle the Manhattan issue.
Oh God, I've only gotten like 2 or 3 of them, man.
Oh yeah, come on, man. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, bass fishing is a sport where people threaten to kill you.
And you should also plug your new channel too.
Yeah, guys, don't forget our new lineup now. New Monday is going to be Basscast Radio, always upload at 5 o'clock. Wednesday is the Bass Vault, which are stories that are written from our writers here at the basscast.com, Calvin, Bruce, and Carson Maddox. And then Friday is before the first cast written is done by Calvin Herndon. And he's got a lot of great guests on there as well. So 3 great different shows for you all each and every week right here on the Basscast Radio Network. Wherever you listen to podcasts or YouTube, you can check them out. I'll be on the road in about 2 weeks. I'm going up for the BFL 2-day on the James River. So excited to see you all there. And then I think after that, I might be home for another week. And then it's the Rivers and Roads event back up on the James River. And then almost after that, I think it's the first Basscast tournament of the fall is the week after that. I have to look at schedule, but please, there's a full schedule, guys. If it's not on my schedule, it is not my fault, because I do it every year, and it takes about 3 days to put this schedule together. And you can email me a schedule at media@thebasscast.com. But head on over to the Basscast and check out the full schedule of what is going on. So that's it for us. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Anything closing for you, Thomas?
I'm good. You know where to find me, guys, if you want to see me.
There you go. Like I said, we'll see you all back next week right here. And Geek might be back from vacation. We're not sure. We're not sure, are we? We never know where the Geek's going to be. But the Geek might be back from vacation next week, and we're going to have him back with us next week, and we're going to have a big conversation. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, hit us up. You can email us, media@thebasscast.com, or hit us up on social media at the Basscast, or on Twitter or Basscast Radio. So have a great night, everyone, and we will talk to you guys really, really soon.